Hi everyone, it's Christy here, and I'm back again with another Project Life Process video. This one is from August. I'm really hopping around here, but I'm just showing you some products. I was recently at a crop back in October. They had a garage sale table there, and I stocked up on some crepe paper. I just had to snatch it up, but so I wanted to challenge myself to use some of the La La Love collection, which you see off to the side there. I'm using a sticker sheet and a couple pieces of ephemera. I'm also going to be bringing in some chipboard from Ali Edwards, some acetate hearts and stars. I think I try to bring in on this layout, and I am using papers from Dear Lizzie, She's Magic, and maybe another collection here, but also pairing some cards from Ali Edwards as well. So this layout has 2 pages and then a 6 by 12 insert. I feel like all my layouts from the summer have an insert, or just maybe the last 4 or 5 layouts I've completed all have inserts, and so my album is getting quite chunky. I'm a little bit worried because I still have about 14 weeks left to complete for 2019, and yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be fat. So I'm just adding, I just had a couple photos in a pocket. So I added a flip pocket from Simple Stories. I love those. They just adhere right onto the page protector. You can use washi tape, but in my experience, washi tape isn't really that reliable for lasting long term, and so I just really like those flip pockets. Everything's in there and protected. And so I just backed the photo with a piece of pattern paper, as I only had 2 photos for that pocket and not 3. The flowered or the floral patterned card is a cut apart from the Dear Lizzie She's Magic collection, and it said Dreaming. I just really loved the colors in that card, and I paired it next to the picture of Adeline. This week we were doing summer camps, and Adeline and Nora were in a summer camp in the morning, and then Nora rushed off to a different summer camp in the afternoon, and so Adeline and I were home alone in the afternoon. And so Adeline would just kind of play and hang out in her room, and I discovered her sleeping on her chair one afternoon. So I was able to snag a picture of that, and I just absolutely love those moments and those photos. So I'm so happy to include that. Using this card here from Ali Edwards' Story by the Month kit. It just has the month August on there in her beautiful script writing with a heart. I just love that pink. And so I dug through my labels to find a label that coordinated with the soft green from the Dreaming, and put the dates on there. So August 5th to 11th. I thought about adding something extra to this card, a sticker or a acetate piece or something, but it just wasn't doing anything for me. So sometimes simple is the way to go. These acetate shapes came from Studio Calico. There's hearts and stars. I love the fun colors. Trying to find somewhere to put it, but really struggling. Because I'm using the La La Love collection, there's a lot of hearts as it is. So I was really struggling with bringing in additional hearts. So I decided not to bother with the acetate shapes. All right, so now I'm digging through my labels, and I really wanted just to find more labels in that soft green color that I used on my title card, but I just could not. And you'll see that at one point this container was organized by color. It is no longer organized by color. I'm not sure what happened. I probably dropped it or something and then just didn't bother to reorganize it, but maybe that will be on my list of things to do. So, as simple as it is, I think that that side of the layout is complete. And now we're going to move on to the insert. I'm bringing in some papers from the Chamel collection. I think it was called Field Trip. So, that top right hand paper there is from that collection, and I just really loved all the pops of color. On the reverse side was like a super fun pattern of a volcano, which obviously I will never use, but I really loved the soft blue with the speckles of color. And then another cut apart there from the Dear Lizzie She's Magic that says I love your smile. And then that bottom card is from a Studio Calico kit. And so this week, Nora did a bike camp where she had removed her training wheels. It was really exciting. And so I'm just including some photos from the camp, and I had stumbled upon this bicycle die cut in my stash a while back, and I set it aside within my eyesight because if it's out of sight, it's out of mind. So I really wanted to make use of this die cut, and it matches the colors perfectly. It's in that same soft green color. I'm bringing in some Pink Fresh Studio puffy stickers in navy. There's a little bit of navy blue in this layout, so I just add the word bike camp, and I use those puffy stickers on the title card as well for the date. Adding a chipboard sticker that says "I can do it" and a tiny word sticker from Ali Edwards in that blue, the same kind of blue color as that girl's hair. And then this ephemera piece with the square is from the Lala Love collection. I believe this journaling card that I'm working on is also from a Studio Calico kit, the same kit that 4x6 card is from, and it has some bright pink lines for journaling. So I think I am going to bring in a acetate star on this just to bring in a little bit more blue. And when I'm attaching acetate, I like to use my tiny attacher and then add something on top just to hide the staple. So in this case, I'm going to use the Ali Edward chipboard, and it says this, and I really like the way that looks with just the blue and the green and the pink, just kind of trying to bring in all the colors. So I'm using another sticker from the La La Love sticker sheet, and this one just says love. So the camp that the girls attended in the mornings of this week was a trolls themed camp. So I did up my letterboard, and they had matching little shirt dresses, and I love when they're matching. So I put that sticker on there, and then I'm just already done with the insert. All right, so once we put things back into pockets here, I'm going to move on to the right hand side of the layout. And off camera you don't see, but I do always add a tab to my inserts using coordinated pattern paper. So I try to do that at the same time as I'm completing the layout just because I have all those papers out already. So I use my tab punch to cut out a label, and then I just staple it directly onto the insert page protector. Sometimes I put it directly in the middle of the page protector, sometimes I put it at the bottom. It really just depends on what I have in the pockets. So I had this Instax printed, but I did not have a pattern paper selected to go in behind, so I decided to bring in that Chamel field trip paper again, just because I needed a little bit more of the light blue on this side of the layout. And I had this 4x6 paper, and it was empty. So I wanted to create kind of a filler card, and I had selected this blue tag and this heart from the La La Love collection, but I just felt like the heart, I really loved the heart in that it brought in some of the red as well, but it was just kind of fading into the pattern paper. So I decided to go with some tags, and there was the tag chipboard piece that says "This year has flown by," which is accurate. And so I just wanted to layer those up. I didn't have a plain white tag, so I used one of these gold foil dipped ones that I had. It was kind of damaged, and I knew I probably wouldn't use it elsewhere, so I'm just going to cover it up with my little cluster. And I went into my stash of baker's twine and picked out this one that's kind of white and green, or white and blue, and it matched really well. So I decided to just keep it simple and use it on all three tags. If I had more of a stash or variety of baker's twine, I might have switched it up a bit, but for now, I mean, for this it works okay, and I like the way it looks. And I decided to place it off to the left of the card instead of to the right, just because the white of the tag um, be, below the white kind of photo there in the 3x4 pocket was a little bit too much. So I just kind of want to balance it out, and I'm adding the doodly border. So the white photo above there, you can kind of see it. There's a little bit of glare, but I use this app. It's called Little Hoots, and it allows you to record quotes or funny things that your kids say, and it has kind of already made templates and places for photos, and you can add a conversation or just a quote, and so that's what you see there. Adeline, I had a picture this week of Adeline, or maybe a previous week, of Adeline dressed up in her princess kind of costume. And then at dinner, we were talking about what we wanted to be when we grew up. And Adeline had mentioned that when she grows up, she wants to be a princess and that she's not going to be going to university because Nora and I were talking about university and college and how we have to go there to be educated for our future careers and all that stuff. And so Adeline had said, I'm not going to university, I'm going to be a princess. And I'm not going to university, I'm going to my castle. So I wanted to record that. And so that app, Little Hoots, I think it's free for the first like 5 or so quotes that you add, and then it's a paid subscription. So might be worth checking out. So in my Babel, I had added my Instax with the tiny attacher. I brought in those Pink Fresh Studio alphas again just to add the word goals. Added acetate, chipboard, and tiny word stickers, and then added the red heart just to my label cluster there. And that one is pretty much done. So now I'm just going to look at all 3 pages together just to see how I like them and coordinate. And in doing so, some of my alphas fell off, so I'm just fixing that. And I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And I do add the flip pocket off camera. I had forgotten about that. But yeah, I really liked it. I like how I documented Nora's bike camp. Kind of a huge deal that she learned how to ride a bike with no training wheels. So thanks so much. We'll see you next week. Bye.